Hey, Kevin here, top 100 financial advisor and best-selling author, and we are here to talk about the stock market. We've got to discuss saving versus investing because there's a lot of misinformation out here on these interwebs, and I can't take it no more. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's some stuff that bothers me on a personal level, and when I see people putting out real bad info that don't make no sense and they did not near research, I gotta say something. So we'll talk about the market and we'll talk about savings versus investing. Why it's important, really important to have a savings account. All right. So first, the market was down almost 2% today. The S&P 500 was down almost 2% today. It's not great. It's not fun. I understand. Okay, you just started investing in 2022. This is not what you expected. If you were investing last year or following the channel, let's say from 2020 on, then we knew it was going to be a little rough. But here is something for perspective. The market right now is right around where it was, I would say around October 15th or so. If you remember, September, stuff was fine, and then things took a very severe dip. We talked about what was it then? It feels like it was forever ago. We were talking about the debt ceiling and, was the infrastructure bill was going to pass or not, and the market kind of came down a bit. The October 15th or so, it went back up. We were hitting all-time highs. Everybody was excited. Then the calendar turned to 2022, and boom, here we are. So we are right back where we were right around mid-October. That does not mean that from this day forward that things are going to go up. I wish they would. That'd be great. But if it doesn't, we've been here before. This is nowhere near where we were in 2020, and it damn sure isn't where we were in 2008. Okay, so let's relax. Take focus on long term. Remember, we're only 20 some odd days into the new year. There's a lot of stuff to play out. So for us new people, for people who just started, for people like, hey, I just invested 2 days ago and this is trash, or I just bought Netflix, which is not the best time to buy Netflix, but if you did, play things out. It's gonna be a little bit. I wouldn't invest in Peloton, but remember, just stick with your boy, okay? Check out the channel. We got a bunch of videos on things that might make sense for you in 2022. All right, so now we've got the what happened today, or what the hell happened today thing out the way. Let's go ahead and talk about investing versus saving. So first, as a financial person, I will apologize on behalf of the financial community, because when people say saving for retirement, that's actually a really bad name. It should be investing for retirement, and there are plenty of people. My friend Aaron Lowry from the Broke Millennial is one of those that came out and said, let's change this. It should be investing for retirement. So when I say saving for retirement, I'm thinking a savings account. I think of going to the bank, put my money there, and I'm saving for retirement. And that's not actually how it works. There's also another part of the financial space which really, really annoys me. This one I'm not apologizing for, because it ain't me. Is you got newer people, or people trying to sell insurance policies that say that, why would you put your money in the bank? The bank's not putting their money in the bank, blah, blah, blah. Here's one thing. Do you want to put tons of money in the bank? No. Are you going to get rich from putting your money in a savings account? No. However, it is important to have some money in the bank, and here's why. So for example, and people have been saying this for years, whether it's 3 months, whether it's 6 months, even a year for entrepreneurs and some people who have a very volatile income or work in a very volatile industry, it is important to have at least that in a savings account. Something that you can quickly reach and pull out and use for rent, mortgage, groceries, whatever you need in case of a situation you did not expect. That's what it's there for, and it should be there for that. I do not want you to, put $80,000 in a savings account, because you're really not going to make any money unless 3 months of your savings is $80,000. That would be a lot, right? But after that, once I get, and even for my house, once I hit about 6-7 months of cash to pay the mortgage in case the worst thing happened, I was like, all right, great, I'm done saving. I actually don't put much in my savings account anymore, and all extra money goes into my investing accounts. Now, here's why you need the savings. When something pops up, whether it's an emergency flight, whether you're switching jobs and there's a layover between job A and job B, that's happened to me before, where I got a job and I was like, oh great, hired, salary was $30,000 more, and I was like, I quit. Here's my 2 weeks notice. And then it took like 2 months before I started work at the new job. Thankfully, I had savings to cover that. So it wasn't the worst situation in the world. However, the worst situation in the world, or a terrible situation, would have been having to sell, let's say, some of my favorite stocks to pay for what I needed right then. And that does two things. Number one, it costs you an opportunity. So if I sell something now, then it's not going to grow for me in the future because it's no longer there. That's the first thing. The second thing is, well, what happens if if it's in a taxable account, like, my public account, something like that, I have to sell and then pay taxes on that. So I got to pay taxes and I lose out on the opportunity when I could have just had a savings account, pulled it out from there, and boom, just use that. Why would I need that? Like, why? That's what it's there for. That's what you should use it for. And basically the way I see it is that my savings account is a buffer. It is a protection measure before I need to reach into my investment account before, any crazy emergency or something like that happens. Because yes, emergencies do happen. I've had clients that say, look, this crazy thing happened. I got into a car accident, unfortunately, or I got divorced or something, and I needed money to live right now. Well, you may not have another choice, right? But if you have that savings account first, at least you can delay that situation. But the other thing too that you definitely want to understand is that your investment account is not supposed to be a savings account, because you have other people on TikTok and other places that say, oh, you just put your money inside the S&P 500, it's your savings account, and you just you just take money in and out whenever you choose. No, because days like today where the market is down 2%, imagine if you had thousands of dollars and then today was the day that you needed something. You had $10,000 when you went in, this morning or yesterday, and you came back and it was like 9,000 and some change. I would not recommend that, right? For long term, fine, because we know over decades and decades and decades, the stock market tends to go up. But day to day, what happens on Monday, what happens on 5 Wednesdays from now, that's not something I'm willing to bank on when it comes to, I need money now, I need $500 right now, I need $10,000 right now. Great, I can just pull that from a savings account. I'm not pulling that from an investing account because it might not be there, right? Imagine if I had the majority of my money in something like Netflix today or yesterday, right? That's not a place that you would want to do it. This even goes into crypto too. I'm fine with crypto. I don't dislike crypto like that. I've got some, right? I want to get some more. Every 2 weeks I buy more Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin has been Bitcoining, right? However, that is also not my savings account. We see a lot of celebrities that say, oh, just pay me in crypto, just pay me in Bitcoin, pay me in whatever coin, and that's just what I'm going to do. I don't really like that either, right? Because remember, Bitcoin last year was at close to, I know it was above 60. I want to say it got close, very close to like $70,000. And the other day it was at like 45. So it means that if I am, imagine going into the grocery store, you're trying to buy something that's $100, and then from the time you walk from the parking lot to the cash register, it goes from 100 to 65. That's not gonna cut it for me. Can I have a portion of it? Sure. But remember, your savings account is one of the most important things. I wouldn't say just things, it's just one of the most important foundations you have to have as you are investing. I think you should do both at the same time if possible, but if I had to choose one, get your savings in a much more comfortable space, because it also puts you a much more comfortable headspace. Because yes, the market is down. Yes, I lost some money today. Most of us did, right? But it doesn't have to change anything for me, because that's long term, right? That's long term money. The market's gonna do what it's gonna do. We expected some of it, but the bills can still be paid, right? I still got my savings. We're going to be okay. Which also brings into a point the income part of it. If you are relying on your investments to pay the bills, that's not what I try to do. That's not a part of my personal investing strategy because of days like this. I cannot control that. I can do good for 6 months, a year. We can do pretty well in that type of time frame. But like I've told y'all before, the closer you get that time frame, the harder it is to make money on a consistent basis, which is why I don't do it. So you get your savings, right? When I talk about savings, investing, protecting, I talk in my book. You got the savings, we've got that tailored, that's the emergency for now. Then you've got the investing for the long term, which means that you, in the meantime, have to figure out what to do in the middle. And so that's your increasing your income, that's learning how to budget. If your budget and cash flow that's I think I said increase your income, if not, but like whether it's side hustle, whether it's a certification, whether it's negotiating, switching jobs and getting a bigger paycheck that way, that's what you do in the middle. That way you can have more space, right? Where you can invest more if you want to and save faster if you want to, pay off more debt if you want to, by honing in on the income, because the long-term prospects are already taken care of and the short-term emergency projects or protections are already taken care of. So focus on those three phases. Build your savings. It needs to be separate, preferably in a place that you don't remember where it is. I got mine in an online bank account and I really do not touch it. And once I hit my, my number in terms of taking care of the mortgage for 6 months, I was like, forget it. It's there. I just need to know it's there, right? I just need to remember the password. That's all I got to do. That's done. Then I've got my DCA, all the stuff for my investing. That's already set. It's automatic. Y'all know I'm gonna hit moving day, June 2022. We're done here, right? And I do that. That's already set. So that part we do. And now it's just, what do I want to do with the income that I have? Can I find a way to increase it? Do I want to write another book? Do I want to speak at this event? And that's the only thing I got. Everything else, those two other areas are already automated. And now, as I'm controlling and doing what I can to increase my income, see how I want to spend my money, invest more, save more, what have you, that's how you can keep things centralized. And that's how you can be, as a person, as an individual, much less stressed about the market, because those other two areas are already taken care of and I'm not stressed about right now. Because the less stressed I am right now, the better I can react and the better investor I can become, because my income is okay. So if you are not in that situation and you're kind of stressed for cash and like ass paycheck to paycheck, I don't think things are, I don't know what I got to do. I got to figure out, do I need to pull from savings? Do I need to pull from investment? Then that tells me and tells us that, hey, look, there is a concern and issue there. What options do we have to increase that income? And what resources do I need? Is it a book? Is it an Instagram page? Is it another YouTube channel to help me to increase my income, to alleviate some of that pressure, so I'm not as stressed about the market? So I'm not as stressed about an impending emergency or a medical bill or something like that. So a little more than probably what we bargained for in today's video, but it is a conversation that does need to be had, and it is a part of your overall financial strategy. Having the savings is important. Investing is important, but so too is understanding the money that's coming in and out and increasing that income whenever possible. All right, that's it for me. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.